Yo, what's good? What's good, man? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of City of Savages. Of course, it's your host, Greg Wilson, man, and I got with me, Cam. Cam, what it do, man?
Yo, what's up, G?
I can't call it, man. You doing all right?
Oh yeah, man. Living life. I'm blessed, man.
Big facts. Today, man, we got a very, very special guest, man. We got my I'm honored to call a friend, but also, man, a very, esteemed entrepreneur, businessman, and therapist, my guy, Tari Ham. Tari, what's good, bro?
What's happening, my guy?
Hey man, I can't call it, man. We're glad to that you joined us today, man. It's a pleasure having you, man, for real.
Definitely.
I appreciate you guys having me on, man. You guys are doing some good work, man. This is really dope shit. I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hey, love to
So
hear that.
yep, big facts. So listen, man, we no matter who we have on, we like to give all of our guests the proper introduction that they deserve. Without further ado, let me just let you know who Tari is, man. Tari is an Air Force veteran. He's a therapist, writer, adventurer, and a cool rebel. He just, can't accept that the stove is hot without touching it. You know what I'm saying? He will push the button. Since a youngin growing up in Sumter, South Carolina, he's never been afraid to ask why. And by that meaning, why am I an honor roll student going to Scared Straight? You know what I mean? Why can't I do it my way? Why can't I create the life experiences that I desire? So basically, man, y'all help me welcome Tari to the City of Savages, man.
Hey,
Glad to
hey,
be here.
man. Glad to have you, man. Appreciate you.
Big facts. So listen, we're just gonna jump right into this thing, Tari. So and to do that, we basically like to first start off with a little backstory. So basically just tell us a little bit more about how you grew up and basically what made you choose the career path that you're on now.
Yeah, man. Again, I like the way that what you guys are doing as a podcast, City Savage, man. You guys are really dope, man. I appreciate you brothers for having me. Growing up in Sumter, South Carolina, man, I grew up in a wild neighborhood. Grew up in a wild family, and believe it or not, man, as a child, as a youngin, man, I was kind of always the mediator, always in the middle, checking in on people. Whenever some
Mm-hmm.
wild shit happened, I was always the guy to kind of, hey, mom, auntie, cousin, whoever, like, you okay? Um, and believe it or not, man, as a child, as a youngin, teenager, whatever, people would kind of check in and like would talk to me, right? About
Right.
adult stuff, man. Adults would
Mm,
come to me and would kind of purge their stuff on me. So
yeah.
it was kind of, something I did as a youngin. It just wanted to really something that I kind of projected, like, oh, I want to be this when I grow up.
Right.
So growing up, through school, whatever, did well in school, but I didn't project myself going to college. And so when all my friends disappeared from at the high school, I needed something to do. So I went to the Air Force, right?
Right.
Mm,
And Air Force wasn't really my thing. It didn't really work out the way I wanted to. It was cool, but it wasn't the experience I wanted. And so I said, well, I'm leaving, but what am I going to do? And so the only thing to do was kind of what I've always done naturally was talk to people. And if I
mm,
need to find something that makes money, I'm going to do something that I've always done naturally that just fits for me. And that was
yeah.
counseling.
Right.
And so I kind of found my way to counseling, did the bachelor's, did the master's, and in pursuit of a doctorate degree, I just kind of found my way into private practice and different counseling environments where I could just do what I naturally do, which is talk and help people and problem solve and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, what at what point you went into the Air Force? How long were you in the Air Force? And then from then, how long did it take you to get into your counseling?
I was in the Air Force for 5 years, 5 years active duty, Air Force. And so after that, I started, bachelor's degree. I actually took a year, man. I came home down to Rock Hill, South Carolina. My wife was here; she was going to school, so came out here, did 6 months to a year trying to find a job, and then I went to school. So 4 years at Winthrop University,
Right.
and then a master's degree, and then internships and all that to get licensed. And so I've been, I think, counseling for about 10 years. I've been in the field at least 10 years.
Okay.
That's
All
what's
right.
up,
That's
man.
what's up. That's what's up. So
Yeah.
you started school. You went to Winthrop. You were a little older than everybody else then when you started school. How was that experience?
I was, man. So it's wild, right? You don't get to. as a matter of fact, when I came to Winter, they in enrollment or reckoning or whatever, they called me a veteran student. But that shit hurt my feelings. Like, what's a veteran student, bro?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm getting called a veteran student. I'm like 5 years, 6 years older than the people in my class.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm just going to class. I'm going to work.
Yeah.
I miss all the parties. I'm not hanging out. I'm not mixing it up. I'm really grown, right? So
Yeah.
I did all that wilding out in the military and all that kind of stuff. So, bro, I checked into school, went to class, went to work, went to class, went home. I didn't really associate or really could relate to the students in my class. Man, they're 18, 19,
Yeah.
20.
Right.
Bro, I'm out here having a grown ass experience as a veteran.
Right.
And what can we talk about? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
So to answer your question, Cam, it was odd for me, man. So
Yeah.
I didn't really socialize and didn't really connect to the Winthrop community. Just kind of went in, checked out.
Mm. Yeah,
Word.
that's interesting, man. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so you went to school. You was about business. It wasn't even no. You was done with the party and stuff. You like, I already did that in the Air Force.
Yep.
It's like, oh, okay, a college party. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Enjoy that.
Yeah. Nice.
So speaking of your experience in the Air Force, tell us about that experience. What did it? I know you said it wasn't for you, but were there some things that you learned in the Air Force or that that you kind of picked up along the way that helped you get to where you are today?
Yeah. So one of the things that's really, really dope about the military is not only do we have, the 4 or 5 or whatever the different branches, we have so the diversity in the branches, but you have a diversity in the people that are serving.
Right.
So man, I don't know a place you can go. I mean, other than college maybe, but you get to go into the military. There's people from all parts of the world, man, who just have different experiences, different values, different understandings about the world, and that was really, really unique for me coming from Sumter, South Carolina, where kind of everybody knows everybody. Majority just brown people, and the experience is just a urban experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Or rural, if you know. But to go to the military, go to Washington, Maryland, DC area, and just kind of be exposed to not only just the DC area, which is diverse in itself, but to be in the Air Force, and also on my base was also the Navy. And so we have these 2 branches and people from all around the world, man, you just kind of learning from each other, connecting with each other, and really being exposed to other parts of the world that you haven't been.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I mean, just thinking about the diversity and like, I think like to your point, T, it's like, just traveling in itself is like just gives you so much like knowledge and experience and like
Yeah.
teaches you so much versus, a lot of things you can just learn. I mean, we all went to school, we all went to college, but like there's certain things that just traveling teaches you more than what I'm saying you can get in books. And
Oh, yeah.
being around, diverse people, man, I can relate to that. When you go to college, you do meet people from all over the world, but both of y'all are military. I'm not military, so I don't know what that experience is like, but I can only imagine, what I'm saying, just getting exposure to different things, different cultures and different backgrounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, facts, man. Because like even just being in just basic training, you first get there, you like, man, it's cats from all over. When you go into basic training, I mean, you have cats all over the United States, but then you also have cats from like sometimes Puerto Rico. I went to the schools with people from Guam, so I mean, you get to see people from all over, man. So yeah, military experience it can be dope for sure. Just to just get that exposure and meeting different people.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So and I know so we talked about your military background, and then you kind of told us about why you became a counselor, man. And I think that that's so dope because you went into something that you are naturally good at. What I'm saying? How many times do what I'm saying we can be going into something or we're doing a job that we do, but what I'm saying, it's not something that comes natural to us. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that that comes natural to you, I think that's admirable. But just talk a little bit now about your counseling and like, what do you specialize in, or who are your primary focus as far as your clients, who are your primary clients?
Yeah, sure. So at Therapeutic Living, We pretty much see all clients. We're primarily working with ebony folks.
Okay.
Go to my webpage, it kind of, I guess it reads and looks like, we're a place for ebony folks.
Yeah.
What's really cool is that I've over my career as a counselor, man, I've worked with people from children from 8 years old up until, well, actually 5 years old, up from 5 years old up until maturity.
Wow.
Think about like kind of old age people. So we have this wide range of age people that we're working with. Also, just kind of diverse issues and diverse backgrounds. So at Therapeutic Living, man, we're private practice. We kind of talk about everything, bro. I see people with all kinds of issues, from marital issues to identity issues to drug substance use issues.
Mm-hmm.
You name it, we address it in counseling, the Therapeutic Living. My approach to therapy it's an eclectic approach, whereas it's there's a modality for it that says person centered, client centered, whatever, but I don't really kind of identify that as a modality. I kind of see that as just kind of at a baseline. We're
Mm-hmm.
only going to, you, the client, are going to direct the treatment, right? So
Right.
I'm going to cater to you, the individual, and what you need through the counseling relationship.
Okay.
Um, so, bro, whatever the issues are, I kind of identify as a generalist, which means we can talk about everything. I mean, I'm
Right.
certified. I'm as a licensed clinical mental health counselor, but I'm also specialized as a clinical addiction specialist.
Okay.
Okay.
But being a journalist, that means I can talk about everything and
Yeah.
anything. And believe it or not, bro, people come to counseling, they come to therapeutic living to talk about everything, bro. Sex, food, family, relations, premarital counseling. It don't matter here.
Doesn't
Whatever
matter.
it
Glass
don't matter.
ceiling, right?
Right. It don't matter in our space. Whatever you need help with, whatever you need kind of talk through, we're here for you.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's real dope.
Mm-hmm.
So what is there a particular thing? I know you said you're a generalist, but is that something that you kind of like to deal with more, or what's that look like for you?
Yeah, so I guess I have three areas that I really enjoy. One is marriage and couple counseling. Me and my wife, we've been married about 15 years. Well, it'll be 15 years July
Yeah.
next
Okay.
month.
Hey,
We celebrate.
congratulations, man. That's what's up.
Shout out to that,
Hey,
man.
shout out to that for sure.
Yes, sir.
That's dope.
That shit is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brothers. But
Yeah.
15 years married, man, I love talking to people about relationships and marriage and partnership and that kind of thing. That's one of my favorite things to talk about.
Okay.
Second to that is teens with behavioral issues, right? People say kind of like oppositional defiant disorder or
Yeah.
those kinds of things, or antisocial disorders. Like I love talking to teens who just buck the system, and you say, this person just does not listen. They're constantly challenging the system.
Right.
Because I used to be that guy. I used to be that teenager that always asks why, or say, well, you didn't tell him, so I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Or you're not my mama, so I know.
Right.
Right. So I understand those. I identify with those kinds of clients. And third, believe it or not, is substance use. I'm specialized as a substance use clinician, and it's really just a matter of behavior change when it comes to substance use. And so those are kind of the three areas I really enjoy the most.
Okay.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
I think like being a generalist and being able to, number one, be certified, and have their professional credentials, but then you also are able to, talk about it from your own experiences, right? I think that's a good point too, because you can, really relate and understand where people are coming from because you've been there, you've done that. You know what I'm saying? You got tenure, under your belt as well, along with, the schooling and the professional credentials behind it. But I think also it leaves you open to be able to talk about everything. When you say you're a generalist, it doesn't necessarily put you into a box. You can be able to talk to everyone and cover a wide range of areas with however many people. So listeners, man, y'all listeners out there, I hope y'all are taking notes. Therapeutic Living, man, will pretty much cover a range of everything. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need, you know what I'm saying, just come holler at your boy. So
Yeah. So
Go go ahead. Go ahead.
say that it's really, really good that you say that because when you think about specialists, let's say you go see a marriage and family therapist, right?
Right.
Through the counseling, through the counseling relationship, they're only specialized to talk about marriage and partnership and relationship kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
What if part of your problem you have is sexual? What if
Right.
your partner is on drugs? Right.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Now
good.
that they're only specialized in talking about partnership and relationship, well, you need substance use, you need sex therapy, you need all kinds of stuff.
That's
They got to
good.
see it somewhere else, right? But as a generalist,
Yeah.
you can talk about all that kind of shit.
Right.
That's
So
good.
it's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yep.
I want to make that kind of I want to make that point.
No,
Yeah.
man. No. Hey, look, this is your platform right now, man. So interject at any time, bro.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point because a lot of times with relationships, it's the relationship isn't necessarily the problem, right? It's always something underlying in that, right? So
Right.
it's
Right.
definitely good to be a generalist in that aspect when you dealing with somebody from a relationship standpoint, because then you can uncover that and then work with them through whatever the underlying issue may be.
Facts,
So if
Cam.
that's something dealing with, maybe they might be having some stuff going on with their family outside of their marriage,
Right.
and you can help them work through that, or if it's substance abuse or whatever the case may be, it might be financial, right?
Right.
And if you're not equipped to deal with that, you only focus on this one area that you might miss. You might not be the best help for them in regards to what they actually need in that marriage.
Yep.
That boy get it.
Oh yeah, I've been around the block a couple times.
This guy. Hey, but so talk about real quick, you know what I'm saying, the process as far as like being licensed to become a therapist. Like if someone out there that's listening, what is that process like to become a counselor?
Yeah, counselor, therapist, um, all these words, man, psychotherapist, all these things are really interchangeable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
There's a wide range of degrees and titles and credentials. It's a wide range of things, right? But we all kind of do the same work.
Yeah.
So one, right? So for the person who's considering pursuing a career in counseling, I would say, what matters to you? Do credentials matter to you? Do degrees matter to you? Prestige is all. What
Right.
matters to you? Just helping. Do you want to help, or do you want to need the prestige and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So a social worker can do what I do. I can do what a psychologist does, right? So the process for me was to become what was LPC, now it's LCMHC. So the process was 4 years of the bachelor's degree, then a
Mhm.
master's degree, and then 2 years of internship or supervised training, right?
Right.
Um, but that's not the case for everybody, right? If you just want to
Yeah.
talk to people, guess what, bro? You don't need a degree for that.
Yeah.
There's people all across the internet doing podcasts and all these other things who are just talking to people about how to be well, how to be better, how to be
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
um, whatever, right? And
Yeah.
so it really depends on you and how you understand what it is you intend to do in this field,
Mhm.
how you intend to use your skills to help people. You guys on City of Savage, man, I don't think you guys are licensed clinicians, but you're freaking helping people, right? I mean, you're saying some dope ass stuff, you're having dope ass conversations, and you really,
Mhm.
really tuning into what people need.
Right.
So if your goal is just to help people, bro, there's a variety of ways to do that.
Mhm.
Myself, I was really, really green coming into the field. I said that, I had this idea that I wanted an office with a couch. Bro, dead ass, right? I said that's what I felt a counselor was, a therapist
Yeah.
was,
Right.
right?
Right.
In fact, I didn't want to be called a counselor. I want to be called therapist, right? So I said,
Yeah.
I need an office. I need a couch. I need an office uptown in the city.
Right.
I need a couch, right? And I need to be Dr. Ham.
Mhm.
Bro, all that shit is excessive and not and unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't understand that until you actually get into the field.
Okay.
Pursuing the path to becoming a counselor, you don't really understand that because you have your idea of what the image of what a
Right.
counselor is.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you get into the practice and get into the field, you understand like, oh, bro, I could be helping somebody on the street, and I don't need the prestige. I don't need I don't need a blazer. I don't need an
Right.
office. I'm
Right.
out here helping people, right? So my process was different from how I actually engage the counseling, the helping community, how I engage the community as a helper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it, I guess. College, got to check all the boxes, got the credentials, got the letters behind my name, and
Mhm.
then I realized I didn't need half that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
So like, let me ask you this question. That it made me think about something. So, particularly working with people in our community, do you think that um that there is a point of diminishing returns when it comes to like your credentialing, right? So, for instance, what I mean by that is the doctor, having a doctor in front of your name, or whatever the case may be, is that too much? Could that be too much for dealing with the people in our community? Would that deter people from wanting to talk to you or kind of push people away? What do you think about that? Is it or the whole suit thing? I feel like a lot of people in our community, they may be more drawn to somebody that looks like them, right? Or who is it presents the same way that they do.
That's a
What do
good
you think
question,
about that?
Cam. That's a good question.
That is a great ass question. And that was a part of the conflict in my journey to become a counselor. So great question, great question. I'll say this, right? So the community, there's a one of the barriers for, I guess, you think about ebony folks to pursue to engage the counseling community is this whole expert thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We kind of look at it, and not only that, but counselors are seen as a part of the system, not as a part of the community, not as a part of
Mhm.
the like my
Right.
guy.
Yeah.
Right.
You were one
Right.
of us. We're seen
Right.
Right.
in general seen as one of them, right?
Mhm.
And so there's this stigma already that we're one of them. Other than that, we're experts, we know it all, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're going to diagnose, we're going to tell you how to think, we're going to mind read you. So there's all those kinds of things that keeps people from engaging the counseling
Mm.
practice, right?
Right.
The other side of that is there are people who look to us as the experts, right?
Yeah.
Right.
There are people who say, I just can't figure it out. You're the guy who's got all the answers. Fix me.
Right.
Man, I ain't even got your name yet. What are you talking about?
Right.
I don't know what's the zodiac sign. I don't know nothing.
Right. Right.
So believe it or not, I mean, there's people who say, oh, one of them, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
But on the other side, there's people say, oh, you're the guy, you got all the answers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what's interesting for me was I told you already that I had this idea of the office, the credentials, the name, the letters behind my name.
Yeah.
But bro, I'm a master. Before I was even a master's level clinician, before I even got my letters behind my name, got license and all that stuff, people were calling me doc.
Mm.
So I'm like, I ain't a real doctor yet, but I'm already getting called doc because
Right.
what I'm sharing, what I'm saying, and I'm making sense, and I'm helping you think about things, and I'm helping you change your life.
Right.
And so that for me, that was like wow, it was an aha moment. Like I don't need the credentials, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're looking at me the same way with the same esteem that you look at somebody with a white coat or with the
Right.
PhD behind their name. So only through practice, bro. Only through practice do you understand what's necessary and what's not, what's meaningful and what's not, what we're really doing here in the field of counseling.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, first of all, again, Cam, I thought you brought up a really good point with your question, and I'm glad that you covered it like that. Sorry, like, because what I think is, uh, black males in general, how we hate to go to the doctor, bro. Like, that's just something that we don't like. We can just say as as a community, I think, we will get better over time, but that's just something that we've always, had an issue with. And just not that, not comparing primary care doctors to a counselor or therapist or anything like that, but to your point, it we don't want to look at being a counselor or something as a deterrent. You know what I'm saying? To what you were saying, Cam, like something that just automatic stigma and just kind of pushes people away because we feel like it might be intimidating. You know what I mean? Like, and it could be so, but I think this goes back to what you were saying, Tari, as far as like thinking about if you do want to go into this field, like what do you want to do with it? Like, where do you want to specialize in, or who do you want to talk to? How do you want to be? Do you need it for pristine, or do you need Do you need a title, or who do you want to tailor your practice to? That type of situation. You know what I'm saying? If you figure that part out, then you can know, like, okay, I do need this in order to speak to this particular group of people or to this particular community. And then you can kind of break that down then and figure out, okay, this is the type of counselor I'm going to be. Or like, I don't necessarily need the doctor in front of my name, you know what I mean, to speak to these people, because I want to bring people in. I want to bring in my community and have folks feel comfortable to come speak and talk to me. I know I can bring in the clientele because I still have the same esteem as somebody that might be wearing a white coat. So I think that's good, man. But listen, I want to shift gears real quick because you're more than a counselor. As we've mentioned before, you're a writer. And you've written numerous short stories, bro. Talented writer, and you've also written a book. Do you want to talk about the book that you have, Taboo, and like what it was like going through the publishing process with that?
Yeah, man. Hey, thank you for saying that.
Oh, it's dope too. I got my copy, man. So
appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, the wife got one too. Actually, we both bought copies separately just so we can have that. So
that's what's up. I need to get one too.
Support, that's love, yo. So I've been writing, man. I've been writing since middle school. And I've been writing. I started out writing plays, and I was in theater and that kind of thing. And I was just writing, right. So that's kind of where I started. I've always read since I was a child. My mom always kind of made it a point that education was important, and you're gonna read, you're gonna learn something, right?
Right.
I read everything as a child. Read shit I didn't even understand, but I just read everything. And so kind of I grow up, right? And now I'm like, well, I read everything, but nobody says, I read something that says if you haven't read what you want to read, then you write it. Then I started writing my own stuff, right? So where that comes from is this through counseling. I learned that people come to counseling, they think, oh, my situation is so unique. Nobody's ever had this issue. It's woe is me, and you're not going to be able to fix me because this is different. Man, the last lady had the same issue you're talking about. Right. So I learned that this suffering that happens across people is I guess normal, right? So through that counsel, I started seeing the same thing, the same issues from different people. And I said, well, you know what? Let me put it in a book, right? So part of that is taking these experiences that are shared across people that we think are just so unique to us and try to normalize suffering. And so from that, I started writing stories. I started writing stories about some other stuff, but then this kind of made sense to me. I think his name is Yalom. I think his name is Yalom. Irvin Yalom. I think that might be it. I could be wrong, but the book he wrote is called Love's Executioner. And what he did in the book was he talked about different clients he was meeting with. So as opposed to talking about doing the same thing and talking about different clients I was meeting with, I started talking about different concepts, different issues, different topics that came up in these counseling sessions or people that I work with. Believe it or not, all counseling sessions don't happen in the office space. They're around, right? People know I'm a counselor, so they're always talking to me. Hey, let me talk to you about this. They still for like an hour and 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, yeah, you take that with you. That's free. Yeah, take that with you.
send a check to this address.
Right.
And so I'm understanding that what's happening over here across town is happening over here. And my friend is having this issue. My cousin's having the same issue. So I said, you know what? Let's address these concepts in a short story format in an anthology series that I've called Taboo.
Okay.
Unknown is actually kind of Black taboo. The first volume is kind of, I'll share this, right? This is kind of a Easter egg, I guess. But if you look at the title of the first book, it's different shades of Black, right? It goes from blue to light bright, right?
Okay.
No offense, brother. So it's been really fun writing that. So it's been really fun writing that book, man. It's a 3-volume series, and it was actually meant to be. I'm taking a break from it, but I was pursuing a doctorate degree in social psychology. If I were to return tomorrow, I'd be 3 credits away from starting a dissertation. So
Wow.
this book is actually meant to be my dissertation. It's a 3-volume series on Black taboo subjects, in a way that's meant to kind of normalize our sufferings and the things that we deal with in a way that's kind of rebellious and says, you know what, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to
Mm.
challenge the status quo. I'm going to do the unpopular opinion. I'm going to challenge the unpopular opinion and just kind
Yeah.
of find my own resolution, bro. And so that's what this writing is about. From that, we've got other ideas of how we'll plan to use these writings. They're gonna evolve into something different, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's-
This is
I know.
so speaking of your title, the title taboo, you know, there's been this thing going around a lot, you know, therapy in general has been starting to be talked about a lot, especially in the Black community, right?
Mhm.
So do you feel like therapy is a taboo thing for in our community, especially for like Black men? Has that been like a taboo for Black men to get therapy, or what people think about it?
I think it's taboo in the way that we expect black men or black women or whoever to kind of come into an office space
Mm,
and
Hmm.
spill their truths to a stranger. Yeah, we're not doing that, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But the truth is, counseling and black men are receiving counseling and therapy all the time. I mean, you guys, you're close, your friends, your brothers. I imagine you're counseling each other all the time.
Mm,
Right.
that's a
Guess
good
what?
point.
There is
Yeah.
nothing. If you, Greg, or you, Cam, came to my office, there is nothing more that I could say that you two couldn't say to each other and get through to each other, right?
Mm,
So the point is, we think about it wrongly, right? We think that, oh, I have to go to a specialist. I have to go to Tari because he's got all these credentials. He's got an
mm,
office space. He's got books. He's got this. No, bro. Like your bro is the guy that can give you counseling.
mm.
Grandma been trying to tell you the same thing for like most of your life. You ain't listening.
Facts.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we, I think the problem with us as ebony folks is that we've disconnected from our villages.
Mm,
Grandma told us, mama told us, dad told us, the homies we grew up with told us, Nas told us, whoever we listen to, right? Like
mm-hmm.
Right.
informations are everywhere, bro. So we don't have to. I think in the black community, we look at counseling profession as a non-black experience,
Mm,
right?
Mm.
yeah.
Even though we got black clinicians, we still look at the counseling field as a whole as like an anti-black experience.
Mm,
And
Right.
I understand why. I have been a clinician, having been a student. I understand why it's valid. However, counseling happens for us in spaces that aren't professional, that aren't
mhm.
office spaces in the city. We're talking to our homies, like
Yeah.
real deal, right? You guys, I imagine you guys are checking each other on some real stuff. You ain't using clinical words. You ain't talking nice to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yo, G, yo, Cam, yo, you tripping, bro.
Right.
Anytime, in my opinion, I think that anytime there's a healing conversation, right, that transforms your experience, that makes you say, aha, I get it.
Mm,
Thank you. That's counseling, bro. It don't have to happen in my office as long as you get it, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think the problem with brothers is we're taught that brothers have to be strong, they can't be weak,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
live, acknowledging that you have issues, acknowledging that you need somebody to talk to. That's weak, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Brothers, bro, I don't know any other group other than brothers, black men, ebony men who need this macho and
Mm-hmm.
I got it together all day, every day.
Right.
Only us, bro.
Right.
But if we open ourselves to our homies, our closest friends, we remember what grandma said, we'd be straight, man. We getting counseling all day, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That's
good. I
good.
love that. Yeah. I
Yeah,
love
man. You dropped some gems just now, bro.
that. For sure.
Real talk.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good stuff.
So listen, man. That's dope, man. I don't even want to like pick up on that. We can come back a little bit later, but
Yeah.
just to again to kind of switch gears and keep it moving. We know that you have written some stories as well, and you've kind of like dabbled a little bit into doing some film directing. How has that experience been? I mean, you don't have to elaborate too much if you don't want to, but we just want to know, like, how's that been, and what can you tell us about it so far?
Yeah. So counseling isn't. So we spend most of our life trying to figure out what our thing is, right?
Hmm.
Counseling isn't my thing, right? That's just something I do naturally. That's just something I love to do. I love to talk to people. I'm
Mm,
good at problem solving. I'm good at helping people. I'm a great ass listener. That's one of the. Those are all the reasons why people come to me and say, "Hey, I want to talk to you about my issues. I need your
mm,
help," because I'm a
okay.
good listener. I love helping people. I'm passionate about it,
Yeah.
and I'm good at problem solving. But that isn't my thing. That right. That isn't. I guess in my mind, if I want to be cliche, that isn't why I was sent to this earth. That isn't
Mm,
Hmm.
my purpose, right?
okay.
So my purpose, I feel, the thing that I want to chase in life is filmmaking, right? I want to tell stories.
Okay.
And so I talked earlier about kind of why I wrote the book, right? It's kind of normalizing suffering. We
Right.
have these shared experiences and we internalize it as being only unique to us. Well, that's not the case. And so I feel like, you know what? There are a variety of ways to touch people. In counseling,
Mm,
I'm only going to touch one person or one couple or one family. However,
right.
through the book, anybody who reads, I'm going to touch a larger audience. And I'm
Mm,
saying
Right.
the same thing I'm saying in counseling, I'm saying in this book.
yeah.
Right.
But there are people who don't read. There are people who don't come to counseling. So I
Right.
say, you know what? How can I find other ways to
Put it out. Yeah.
mass counsel, right?
That's good.
Mm,
And so to evolve the writing, I want to turn that into a visual. And so my goal is ideally what I've been kind of chasing for years since middle school was to be in this media space, which is now evolved into filmmaking.
mm,
I've gotten lots of good feedback from the book and the writing, and people say, "Oh man, I wish it was longer, or I wish I could see this, or I could see this on TV." And it's like, okay, well, cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so my goal is to kind of take those writings and future writings and kind of evolve those into initially short stories, and then we'll expand them until we get to full length projects.
Mm,
That's dope, man.
yeah.
And
Very.
to all the savages out there listening, one of these guys is actually involved in some of these projects.
Yeah,
yeah.
man. No, it's I again, I'm not gonna, gas too much or be biased, but when I tell you, my man is talented. I've enjoyed being a part of. We did, one project already that was amazing. You know what I'm saying, and I'm looking forward to working on these future projects as well, man. But I can just tell you that the stories are going to really come to life, man. Once we put the visual together, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to give too much, but they deserve to be on the big screen. You know what I'm saying. They deserve for people to see and have an actual visual to go along with it. So a lot of times you read certain things, you like, man, you can kind of see everything kind of play out, in your mind, and you really do want that, what I'm saying, on your screen or somewhere where you can see it. So yeah, just keep pressing with that, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I appreciate to everyone who's read the book and has given me feedback and said, "Yo, I like the writing, I like the book," and I appreciate all that, bro.
Yeah. That's
So,
dope.
oh, my bad, Cam, go ahead.
No, no, I was gonna say it's dope, man, and we all know who's the one that's in the films because it ain't me. Greg's the actor, man. So hey, that boy is talented.
Appreciate it,
Hey,
man. I
only only
just
only guy. It's two people I know that can remember a line from any. It's like stored in their head. You you mentioned like any popular black movie, and Greg can tell you like line for line. He could probably recite the whole movie for you.
I don't, bro. I don't know.
Especially
I
Coming
was,
to America.
bro. Oh my gosh, I bring back memories. You already know what I'm thinking about,
Oh
man.
yeah, oh yeah.
So Cam, I gotta agree with you. I don't know if your savages out there who are listening understand the depth of you guys. I don't know if they understand your backstory and all that kind of stuff, but Greg is crazy talented. He's my guy, and I choose him. And Cam doesn't know it yet, but I'm actually going to consult with him on a project because
Okay.
he's got an experience, man, a life experience that I need his kind of perspective on. So we'll
Okay.
talk about it, bro.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm down.
Hey man,
That's what's
listen,
up.
to both y'all fellas, I know that's genuine. So like I said, I'm looking forward to it, and I appreciate that, man. Real talk. But listen, man, we want to continue talking about you, T, man. This, like I said, this is your space right now, and just a final thing, well, few things to kind of wrap up the interview portion. What advice can you give to aspiring writers, creators, entrepreneurs, basically, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I know that you are now, one thing I appreciate that you've always done, bro, is like you, not just with with your professional career with counseling and everything, like felt that you need to be put in a box, but it's just like with everything, man. You feel like there's other gifts that you have, and there's other ways that you can fulfill your purpose, and you're moving into that, man. And it's dope to not only see but be a part of, man. So like I said, I really am honored to be a part of the story that you're trying to give to folks, to provide healing to not only our community but other communities, man. It's not just starting it with one particular community or ethnic background or anything like that, man. But I do have to say, man, I love what you're doing for our Black brothers and sisters, man, because we need it so much.
Right.
But what kind of advice can you give, man, to folks that are just looking to move into that type of realm?
Great ass question. So the first thing I would say is there's this misconception that Black people don't go to therapy. Yeah, we do. Now the
Mm.
truth is, in my in graduate studies, I did learn that ebony folks are kind of engaged the counseling community the least. Well,
Okay.
that's not because we're not receiving counseling. It's just because we don't trust the counseling profession.
Mhm.
Right.
So I'm telling you, Black people do, and we need it the most, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Facts.
so for anyone who's kind of pursuing counseling, a private practice, or writing, or a career in media, filmmaking, whatever, right? I say two things. The first thing is do it your way, bro. Like I know what they told you. I know what they did. Do it your way. There is
Yeah.
no right way to do this thing. And in fact, if you follow somebody else's lead, you're gonna end up doing it the way they want you to. It's not
Right.
gonna feel authentic. It's not gonna feel
Yeah.
real. It's not gonna feel genuine. It's not gonna feel like
Yeah.
yours. The other thing is do take notes, right? Ask
Yeah.
people who came before you. Lupe Fiasco got a song, right? He said, like your future is somebody else's past.
Mm.
Mm,
Somebody's been there. Where you headed, somebody's been there.
Yeah.
right.
Get that knowledge, check in, ask some questions, right?
Yeah.
Let them lead you. The final thing that's kind of the most important, you're pursuing anything that you're willing to build, you're gonna need support. You're gonna need help. You're gonna need a
Mm.
team, bro. Issa Rae. So when I started out writing, people were saying, "Oh, your writing is good." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I was sending it to people who are already in the business. Issa Rae's, Childish Gambino, Seed and Spark, YouTube, Instagram. I mean, not Instagram. I'm sorry, Netflix. Like I'm sending
Yeah.
to people who are like on the level, bro. They're already in it. They're connected.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting shit, right? Nobody was responding to me.
Yeah.
And then I read something from Issa Rae. Issa Rae said, instead of trying to connect with people who are already in the industry and who already built some shit, she said, build your own team.
Mm.
Mm,
Yo, that shit blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because while I'm looking at people who are already in, I'm like, hey, look at me, look what I can do. There's people around me who got the same kind of passion.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
right.
Like Greg, right? That's my guy, right? So you got people who are around you who have the same passion,
Yeah.
and forget what they're doing. You can build your shit around with the people you got connected to you.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
And so
good.
for the past year, the past 2 years, I've been kind of connecting with the people around me, saying, "Hey, what's your interest in what I got going on, bro?" The response, the love, the commitment, that all that has been on point, right? Everybody's like,
Mm.
"Yo, I'm with it. I'm with it." And so now these projects are moving along. They're moving at a faster rate than I imagined. And so so those are my tips for anybody who's looking to kind of get into any of these industries. Connect with people that are around you.
Hey, drop mic.
Facts. Yeah, yeah, that's good shit, man. That's good shit. So, um, man, you dropped a lot right there. I want to kind of go back something. And I know Greg wanted to mention this, and you call yourself a cool rebel. Can you elaborate on what that means and what's the definition of that to you?
Yeah, so I was talking to this young man, right? And he was talking about systems and rebelling and that kind of thing. And I was like, well, what's your idea of rebelling? And typically we say the word rebel, everybody's like,
Yeah,
Right,
sound.
right.
Yeah,
and guns gotta come out, right? We ain't gotta do none of that.
yeah,
Right, yeah.
Like, chill, bro.
Right, exactly.
So when I say cool rebel, man, we think rebellion, we think rebel. It's always these negative connotations to those words.
yeah.
Right.
Truth is, bro, just a change in mentality makes you a rebel.
Mm.
Just saying, I'm not going to spend $1 at a business that don't support me, people who
Yeah.
look like me, or my community. You're a rebel.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Somebody who says, well, this system of thought, or these values ain't got shit to do with me. They don't align with my being. So I'm
Right.
gonna do something different. You're a rebel. So when I say cool rebel, I say, hey, bro, I'm cool about it. I ain't trying to fight nobody. I ain't trying to shoot nobody. I'm just, whatever you're saying don't work for me.
Right.
Mhm.
And so I'm capable of self-government. I'm capable of determining what works for me,
Yeah.
how I need to move through life, what values and make sense to me. I'm capable of thinking of that my own. And I'm capable of identifying people who are reasonable, who have the same kind of mentality as me. I'm capable, bro, of understanding how I engage the world.
Mm.
And I'm comfortable saying what you're saying, what you're telling me I need to do, don't work for me. So
Right.
I'll go and do something else. But I'm not doing that in a violent, volatile, or F you, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm not doing that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's say cool rebel, it's like, hey, I'm cool, I'm good, bro. I can say no.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good,
So
man.
you okay with doing your own thing. You don't have to follow the crowd or do what everybody else is doing. You
Exactly.
gonna you gonna lay back and be cool, like, hey, I got my own thing going on.
Exactly.
Hey, he get it, man.
For sure, man. Hey, I love that. I love that. So I'm gonna steal that from you. I'm gonna be using that because I feel like I'm a cool rebel.
Word up. We need
Yeah,
more of
man.
us.
For sure, for sure. So Tari, and tell us, what or who inspires you?
So the one person, right? So I'll say this: the the one kind of message I got that really, man, just put a battery in my backpack. In my back was my mom, yo. Since I was a child,
Mm.
my mom always said, yo, my mom was always my biggest cheerleader. She was always like, you can do whatever you want to do if you put your mind to it. She kept saying that and kept saying it and
Yeah.
kept saying it.
Hmm.
So I got to the point where I was like, well, let's see.
Right.
Mm.
I really started getting out here and try to see if I could really manifest the things that I wanted. If I put my mind to something, see if I can go do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't complete. It's not complete, right? So it's incomplete in the way that I don't have full control of how I move through life.
Hmm.
Incomplete in that way. You have to understand the systems and the people around you that help control the way you move in this world.
Mm.
Right.
My mom inspired me, bro. Like this woman, man, bro, I don't know how she did half the stuff she did. I don't know how, with no college degree, only a high school diploma. I don't know how she kept food on the table for 3 kids.
Mm.
I can't imagine that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that woman inspires me to be a woman with minimal help to make shit happen and to produce this kind of talent. That's a dope ass woman, right?
Facts.
Facts.
And being in this creative space, I look to the Harlem Renaissance, bro.
Okay.
If you're not tuned into what was going on during the Harlem Renaissance, educate yourself, man.
Yeah.
We had ebony folks, music, literature,
Mhm.
or orating,
Hmm.
name it, bro. We was out here doing it, and we
Yep.
talk about people who back then, man, living in apartments together, 2, 3, 4 people, like just kind of coming together, having house parties, and imagine how dope that was.
Oh
Right.
man. Yeah.
Man, Langston Hughes is one of my favorites. Richard Wright, Baldwin,
Yeah.
France Fanon, bro, you name it, I've read them all. They all inspire me because they speak out. They're cool. In my mind, I identify them as cool rebels.
Yeah.
you write, you play music, you act, bro, you cool as shit. And then you saying you're challenging the status quo, you're fighting the power in your own kind of low key, cool kind of way. Those are the people that kind of inspire me, man.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's great, man. You dropped some great names. And then, shout out to your moms, man. I think we all can relate to that. But superheroes without the capes.
Oh man.
Literally. So
literally. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. You always say the same thing about my mom too, man. Like, to do that, because my mom she got some college education but didn't finish, and it's like, she got 2 kids and she doing it, and I was like, yo, sometimes I'm like, man, I make pretty good money, and I'd be like, where the hell my money at? So I'm like, how did she do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy, but hey, man, they, like you said, superheroes, man, they make it work. They make it work.
They're magical. Black moms are magical, bro.
Hey, for sure.
But listen, man. Last question for the interview portion, man. What's next for you, bro? I feel like we kind of touched on it, but if there's something that you maybe kind of didn't mention, what's next for you?
What's next for me is, man, I've really been busy for these last 2 years, just kind of writing. Really locked myself in and kind of really disconnected from the world around me, just because I'm projecting myself 5, 10 years, for the next 10 years, man. I just really want to be in this filmmaking space. I actually kind of prepared myself from 40 to 50, that window, to kind of dive in and kind of explore filmmaking.
Okay.
And so I guess in a way, I'm not 40 yet, so in a way I'm kind of ahead of the curve.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what's next for me, man. I guess in the next year or two, I hope to kind of be into private practice full-time, be full-time entrepreneur, working for myself, managing my own spaces. And filmmaking, man. Bro, I really want to, I've never really tried at something. So this is kind of scary in a way that I'm really going to try at filmmaking.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Word.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what you got, man. And I know it's gonna be dope. And I think once you really get into it and you catch that stride, you're gonna be so glad that you did it, man.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah.
To piggyback off Cam, he already, I feel like he started the next segment, and basically, at City of Savages, man, one thing that we're big on is giving all of our guests their flowers. Why they are still giving their flowers, got to put that in quotations. We all know what that means, why this, why these folks are still alive to smell them, man. And like I said, even though my guy, but I have to let on your platform, bro, like, thank you for everything that you're doing. Challenging the status quo, being a cool rebel, because it's inspirational. It's not only inspirational to me, to Cam, but to everyone that you come in contact with, bro. Through your writing, through you healing relationships, healing people that aren't in relationships, everything that you do, professionally, but outside of that, man, your gift that you're giving to the world, man, and continuing to heal, our community, bro, and just making us better. Black men, especially because we need it. Black youth, especially because we need it. Women, black daughters, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So just continue doing what you're doing, bro. And, salute to you, man. Double salute.
Yeah, I received that and I appreciate that.
Much respect.
But listen, man, so we got one more segment to jump into. It's called the Fab Five. It's a quick lightning round, and we like to do it, man, because it kind of, it's a fun round, and we get to learn more about you. The listeners get to learn a little bit more about you. And so we're gonna jump into it. I'm gonna let Cam start it off. We just gonna get into it real quick.
Yes, sir. So Tari, what's the last song you listened to?
The last song I listened to was I think it was his name is Blast.
Yeah.
Love and Loyalty. I don't know the title of it, but it's like one man was like I only what's it?
It's called, the song called Overrated.
Overrated.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. Hey, that's my joint, dog. Hey, Hey, you know the funny thing. I was riding around with my girl in the car today, and we heard Donnell Jones got an original version to that song. I didn't realize that song was a remake, but he actually remade a Donnell Jones song. So we heard
Oh,
that in the
there's
car today, and I was
love.
like, "Oh,
Baby,
that song
there's
was
love.
yeah,
Yeah.
hey,
That was
the vibe, dog."
yeah, that the original was on Where I Want to Be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
shout out to both them artists, man. But yeah,
Oh
the,
yeah, that's
dope
what's up.
records.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, man, you gave us some dope authors, right? So question number 2, besides yourself, obviously, who's your favorite author to reference, or poet, doesn't matter.
My favorite artist is my favorite writer is I got a lot of favorite writers, but my favorite writer, man, since like way back when is Langston Hughes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Bro,
Yeah.
the brothers was way dope, man.
Yeah. Super talented.
Super, man, way too dope. So Langston Hughes, man, I was reciting his poems and doing monologues and shit when I was in high school for Langston Hughes poems, man.
Yeah.
Always gonna be one of my favorites.
Word.
That's dope. That's dope. Question number 3: what's a new skill you picked up during the pandemic?
One new skill I picked up was I built a patio.
Oh,
So
okay.
during the pandemic, man, I just started working with my hands. To start building stuff, and I built a patio. I built a workbench. I built all kinds of stuff, bro. So working with my hands and I guess masonry and wood building is kind of the skills I picked up.
Okay. That's what's
So,
up.
so carpenter too. I see you boys out here, bro.
Multi-talented.
Right. Like, okay.
Boy gonna make you a bench and for you to sit down while he give you your counsel.
Modern day Renaissance, dude. I feel you, bro. All right. So question number 4. Something on your bucket list that you want to accomplish within a year.
Africa, bro. Going
Mm.
going to see Africa is at the top. Like it's number 1 on my list. So if we don't make it this year, I'm gonna save all my coins. Gonna counsel everybody I can to save up enough money to pay for a trip. I gotta see Africa, man. I want to see Ghana.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I want to check off next year.
Okay.
That's
I was
what's
gonna
up.
ask you if there's a specific place you want to see. So
Yeah.
I think
Ghana. I want to see Ghana too, man. Yeah.
yeah.
I heard it's dope. I heard it's super dope. So yeah, man, I want to check that out for sure.
So why Ghana? When I was in undergrad at Winthrop, I was a part of mock UN or something like that.
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So I was in the UN, mock UN, whatever, and the country I was for the semester was Ghana. So I had done a lot of research and come in and debate and argue and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about Ghana, and I was like, I need to see it now.
That's what's
Gotcha.
up, man. Yeah. Hey, I'm down for a Ghana trip, man. So let us know when you're trying to go.
Right. Facts.
Oh, does this sound like a fellas trip?
Oh, hey, let's do it.
Couples trip? What we doing?
Let's do it. Hey, it don't matter to me. However, we make it work.
All right.
Yeah, man. All right. So last question. Question number 5. Since you like movies, we're gonna do an East Coast versus West Coast thing. All right. So given American Gangster, Paid in Full, and New Jack City for the East. And then on the West Coast, you got Boys in the Hood, Friday, and Training Day for the West. Which side you rocking with?
So I gotta go East Coast, right?
Mm.
So you know what? It's hard. That's a hard question, man. So the difference is, right? If you like all that energy, that rah kind of, you gotta go out west, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That shit was hype, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
The smooth gangsters is on the East Coast, right?
Right.
That's
right.
true.
All the
That's
movies you
true.
name all that shit is smooth. It's real playing. It's real gangster, but it's low key. So
Yeah.
I'm a low key guy, so I gotta go East Coast, man.
All right. Hey,
Word.
I rock with it. I rock with
Yeah,
it. It's a
yeah,
good explanation.
yeah.
I like it, man. I like it. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one too. I don't even know which one I would pick. I would say out of all the movies though, they different vibes, but depending on I would say probably my favorite is American Gangster, man. I don't know, it's just something about that movie. It's super dope. It's super dope. And Denzel, he always delivers. So
Did,
Heck yeah.
man, he didn't get an Oscar for that, did he?
I don't know.
I don't feel like he did, but I feel like he should have
I don't,
got. I know he got one for Training Day, but he should have got one for American Gangster.
He
yeah,
should have.
yeah,
But I'll tell
definitely.
you, man. Hey, Training Day was cold.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Training Day. Yeah, Training Day real too now.
That's a cold
I
movie, bro.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Jake.
Hey, there you go. Hey, that boy can recite the whole movie.
That's how you know you like to get wet.
Yeah. Hey, man, listen. Yo, Ham, man, it's been a pleasure. I don't want to sound, redundant, but it really has been. Thank you for dropping all the gems, man. I'm sure there's so much info that, what I'm saying, these our listeners can just, take from all the gems that you drop, man. But before you do drop a final gem, let everybody know your business website and the social media handle if they want to get in touch with you and get one of your services, man. How can people reach out to you?
Yeah. Before I don't want to leave without saying this again. And I appreciate you guys kind of bringing me onto your show, man. City
Yeah,
of Savage, man. I fuck with both you guys outside of this. Some dope ass dudes. I appreciate you, brothers.
appreciate you.
Keep
Thank
doing
you.
what you're doing, man. We need spaces like this, man. So keep it up.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that, man.
So if you're in North Carolina, you can find me on Psychology of Today, or Psychology Today. Otherwise, you can find me for counseling services at therapeuticliving.org. Again, that's therapeuticliving.org. Um, therapeutic. Um, we're also looking for, my wife and I, we just started this film production company. We talk about filmmaking throughout this call.
Mm.
And we're looking for actors and production folks and post-production folks, especially a DP. If you're a DP or you're an actor or whatever, follow us on Instagram at Rose Mill Productions. You can also follow me on my Therapeutic Living page on Instagram at Therapeutic Living, Therapeutic, THER, Putic. It's really, really. So one of the things about what's really hard about kind of being in all the space and doing all this kind of stuff is something gets left behind, man. And
Yeah.
so we really haven't been able to kind of really tune into this IG pages and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But do check in if you're interested in filmmaking. Again, check in. Let us know. Send us a message at Rosemary Productions through Instagram.
Good
All
looks,
right.
man. Good looks.
Yeah, yeah. Where the name come from? Rosemary Productions.
Rose Mill Production is the first part. Rose is my favorite person in all of life. Was my great grandmother. My Her name was Rosetta. So that's
Okay.
the honor my favorite person in life.
Okay.
And Mill is kind of I guess giving honor to the community I grew up in, which was Plowden Mill. We call ourselves me and my family call ourselves kind of Mill. So the Mill part comes from the community I grew up in.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Helped to raise me. And productions is, I'm the product of those two things.
Yeah.
I like that, man.
That's
That's
what's
that's
up.
smooth.
Yeah.
That's real smooth.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I rock with that. Cool, man. So hey, before we get out of here, Tari, drop a final gem, something that you can leave the people with that's gonna leave a lasting impression, man, and may change somebody's life.
The last thing I want to share with you guys is that I entered the counseling field with the idea of how I needed to present as a clinician. I need to have an office space. I need to have a couch. I need to have the right attire. I need to talk a certain way. I need to use certain kinds of words. Fuck, damn all that, bro. None of that made me a counselor. None of that made me effective. Matter of fact, I lost clients because those things didn't feel authentic. They didn't feel like me. I didn't feel like I showed up as me, and the people I was working with could feel like this ain't him. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
So, in anything that you do, always, I don't care what the environment asks of you. I don't care what the restrictions are in the setting that you're in. Show up as you. We don't change. No longer, correction. No longer are we going to change for the environment. We're going to ask the environment to change for us. We need to be accommodated. We don't need to accommodate.
Yeah.
So I say that to you guys. Be authentic, be honest, be real in whatever you do. And the world around you will adjust, bro.
Word.
Thank you for having me.
That's awesome, man.
That's good, man.
Hey,
That was a dope wrap up, man.
Hey.
You couldn't I couldn't said it no better, bro.
Drop mic.
Cam, take us out of here, man.
Hey, Tari, appreciate you, man. Again, I know we said it a million times, but hey, it's been super dope, man. Appreciate all the knowledge. Hey, we wish you the best with everything that you're doing, everything that you got coming up, and your goal for the next 5-10 years, man. I can't wait to see what you do, because I know it's gonna be great. And then, hey, to all the listeners, to the audience, hey, as always, we appreciate y'all joining us. We appreciate y'all listening, all the support. Y'all know where to find us at. Follow us on IG at the City of Savages podcast. And you can hit, our handles as well. Follow me on Twitter or IG at the Cam Mays. And Greg, give me your handle too.
It's Greg, GREGRWILS, all together. Real simple.
Yeah, man. Hey, so appreciate y'all. City of Savages. We out. Peace.